about the same amount of both parties this year. That was not generally known because despite Citizens United being literally the highest profile Supreme Court case of the decade and the thing everyone talks about when they talk about campaign finance, for some reason, in practice, no one can possibly fathom the idea that someone in practice actually gave dark. So, I don't know, all my Republican donations were dark. And the reason was not for regulatory reason. It's because reporters freak the out if you donate to a Republican. They're all super liberal and didn't want to have that fight. So I just made all the Republican ones dark.
Sam Bankman-Fried, who, whose crypto platform crumbled and who might be facing some serious issues considering the brokerage firm that he founded was taking money from depositors of the crypto platform and basically losing it through their investments, is saying, no, I actually didn't just donate money to Democrats. I did donate a lot of money to Democratic candidates on the record, but I also contributed a lot of money to Republicans as well. I just did it through dark money contributions. And so if what he's saying is true, and to be quite honest, I don't know what to believe with this guy. He seems like a liar. He seems like one of the most dishonest people on the planet. But nonetheless, that was from his interview with Tiffany Fong, an independent crypto journalist. And the interview was recorded on November 16th and then published 2 days later. He was speaking at an event, and of course, as always, he discloses way too much, and he did so right there. Now, if he's telling the truth, okay, take a look at this list of the biggest donors in the 2022 midterm cycle up until September of 2022, okay? So if Sam Bankman-Fried donated as much to Republicans as he did to Democrats, then he was the 4th biggest donor to Republicans. Just think about that.
Yeah. So look, I love this story because this is a crime scene, and it's like a CSI version of what happens in Washington. And here's the criminal himself explaining it. And he explains every part of the scheme, and it matches what we've been telling you for the last 20 years here on TYT. He says you give to both Republicans and Democrats. That way you neuter both of them. And in fact, in an earlier exchange that he had with a Vox reporter, when the Vox reporter asked, is it for PR reasons? He said, yeah, just PR, F the regulators. He was pretending that he was giving money to Democrats because he wanted regulation of FTX. Of course, he didn't want regulation of FTX because he was taking all the customer money, and now 1 million people are owed money, 1 million, okay? He took their money and then he gambled with it for himself. And why was he allowed to do that until he lost it all? Because he'd already paid off the Republicans and the Democrats. And here he is explaining the crime to you guys. And then he says, now look, this is important. Citizens United happened, everybody knows how bad it is theoretically, but nobody ever talks about the dark money as if it doesn't exist, but it does exist.
I mean, he's right about that.
Exactly. Now, why does nobody ever talk about it? We talk about it all the time. It's because mainstream media never talks about it.
Because they're corporate owned.
And where does the money go? In these midterms, that Sam Bankman-Fried apparently gave $80 million to both Republicans and Democrats 40 each. It went almost all to TV and to media. $17 billion in total, these elections went straight to mainstream media. So mainstream media, of course, told you didn't tell you where the money's coming from because it's coming from crooks like Sam Bankman-Fried. They're part of the crime. And he says you give to the Democrats to get good PR, and then you give to the Republicans because you want the Republicans and the Democrats to both cheat on your behalf and make sure they protect you, okay? In a sense, the Democrats and the Republicans are the mob, and you're paying them protection money. Let me rob all these people. Let me rob these million people. He owes $3 billion right now, okay? Let me take billions off of them, and then you give me protection. And Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell go, yes! And of course, what does the press do? Before he was caught, Sam Bankman-Fried, an American hero, giving all this money to the Democrats to fight back against fascism. And we're like, wait, why is he giving only to corporate Democrats and he's giving against all of the progressives in the primaries? Because the progressives are the only ones who would have actually regulated him. That's why he spent millions against Nina Turner, who's now one of our hosts. And he was in that race, and he gave Chantel Brown all that money through PACs that he had.
That's right, yep.
And Chantel, what did you promise him? Now, everybody in Washington thinks that's a red line. Don't talk about are you saying Chantel Brown is corrupt?
1000%.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. She was so happy to receive that PAC money on her behalf because she said, yeah, of course I won't regulate you. Of course. What do you think they paid all those Democrats millions of dollars for? For charity? No, for corruption. And he just told you.
Yeah, and on Chantel Brown, I mean, would she be a darling of the establishment Democratic Party if she weren't corrupt? I mean, think about it. I mean, there's a reason why the establishment Democrats were so vicious toward Nina Turner. In both times she ran, both times.
And I want to be clear about that. So when Nina ran, Chantel Brown was a nobody. There was like 12 people running against Nina Turner. Nobody knew, and the Democratic leadership came in and said, okay, raise your hand if you are gonna take tons and tons of PAC money. And Chantel Brown was like, me, I'll do anything for PAC money. And they're like, good, we're picking her. And they picked her out of a goddamn hat.
Yep.
The total utter nobody. And they loaded her up with millions and millions of dollars of Sam Bankman-Fried's money, Israeli lobby money, and that's just a fact. Democratic majority for Israel bragged about how we took out another progressive. Who did we give the money to? Oh, Chantel Brown, who cares? Any corrupt Democrat would have done. She's just a filler, right? But it's not about her. It's about all of the Democrats that take the money. All those guys that took money from guys like Sam Bankman-Fried are crooks, and the press never tells you that. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.